But see, you started with me. I came in here with the intentions of really finding out about this because there's so many people talk about this. I came in here trying to figure out what was really going on here. You started with me.
On Deb in the building.
You started.
On Deb, round of applause for on Deb in the building.
And I'm going to finish it.
Can I call you on Deb now?
I don't know. You still ain't earned that right yet. Let's see.
So we got on Deb in the building. I think I have the right to call
Could
it.
I tell you why y'all stuttering with this? Let's could we talk? Could we just be?
Yeah, we talking. What's up?
Who's stuttering?
You know.
Let me tell you something. No, let's slow down real quick before we get to you.
Shit.
Yeah, let me close. Yeah, I'm gonna close it. Yeah, that's okay. I got water thrown on me.
Let me drink some City Jet. Oh, sweetheart, this is not even worth me throwing on you. I need to drink this.
All right, take your time. We're allowing. We'll give you a break.
I don't do water throwing.
Oh, you do hands throwing?
No water throwing.
We heard that you used to beat people up back in the days.
Oh.
Yeah, in the middle of a circle. We'll get into that in a few minutes. A lot of, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you thought we ain't know. A lot of your family I know. So we're not going to, please be careful what they say. I'm not going to have your nephews calling me, want to meet up with me and all that. I have no time for that. Okay? Please. So don't let them know it's about threatening you. Please backtrack that. Thank you, because they're my friends. And one of my favorite person in your family is Jamaica. I love her to death. Shout out to her. Mm-hmm. She was the nicest person to me in high school, and I'll never forget that. I had brown New Balance.
You have brown New Balance?
Hold on. Shout out New Balance. They sponsor our last show, man.
I don't care. I had brown New Balances on. People cracking jokes. I looked crazy, and Jamaica was the only one.
Held you down.
Mad nice, bro. I'll never forget Jamaica.
She felt sorry for you.
Yeah. Hold up.
But we do that. We do like helping the underdogs. That's who we are, for real.
Oh, really?
Like, no bullshit. We do like the underdogs. When everybody run over there to hang out with that one, we're with the kid in the corner.
That meant a lot to me, though. That and I got a lot of love for her. So, and I got a lot for Uncle Ben.
Help your self-esteem and everything, right?
But my self-esteem has always been high. You know what I'm saying? Don't you see?
I know they had to be with the brown New Balance.
Ooh, Lord,
what did it look like? What did the brown New Balance look like?
This shit look crazy.
Is it all brown or was it brown and white?
She said I had brown jeans with it, but I didn't have brown jeans, bro.
It was dirty. They were dirty,
bro. Huh?
They were dirty jeans.
You remember Wranglers had them brown jeans with the little white spots in it? Like,
oh my God!
Remember them really hard Wranglers?
No, I don't.
They had the Wranglers. The Wranglers had all the colors.
I don't remember that. And I'm not going to allow you to make fun of me, Auntie.
No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just reminiscing.
Did you have brown Wranglers?
Hell no. But I had a brown Carl Canal suit that was ill.
Carl Canal was
Carl Canal was so ill. I had a brown Carl Canal suit. I remember I was on the elevator up in the Warner building, and he got on the elevator. He said, "Nice suit." I said, "Thank you." I said, "You can get it as a man's suit." He said, "I know." And he let me know who he was.
wow.
I said, "Holy shit. Could you get me some more outfits and send it to me?"
So you took advantage of every opportunity.
What part of it don't you understand?
But before we get into... We got a process here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying?
All right, let's do this all over again. Let's go back.
Oh, so now you want to slow the train down?
Rewind.
Nah.
I'm trying to help you. Because if you want to speed up or you want to keep going, we can keep going. Because I got a couple of questions I have, too, that I want to know.
Ask who? Not me, him.
You.
Nah, I'm... Okay, Auntie, yeah.
It's not my turn. It's your turn.
All right, so let's take this train back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go back to Queens a couple years back. Tell us who Aunt Deb is before the management, before the TV shows, before everything. Take us back to your childhood.
My childhood?
Childhood, yeah.
What about my childhood?
How were you as a kid?
How was I?
Mm-hmm. What kind of kid were you growing up?
My mama said I was a problem child.
Where you grew up? You born and raised in Queens?
In Queens.
What part of Queens?
In the beginning, 111th to 168th Street.
Okay.
Then to Farmers in 104. When I left, because I was a runaway child, I used to run away all the time. Ooh. Back to 116th to 171st.
What was it like in the household?
What do you mean?
How many siblings? How, you know, the parents?
Let me tell you something. Outside of all of my siblings, my mother also, like my cousins, her friends, it was a lot of us. On a twin bed, there used to be 3 of us sleeping on it. And then there's always one pissy one. One person's going to pee the bed.
So wait. So real quick, why you started running away? What age you started running away?
Shit, I don't even remember.
But why? You just had issues that you just...
I was going. I didn't want to stay in there. I was going. You know, then it was like a little different because my mom and dad had kind of broke up, and I was a definite daddy's girl. Like, that was major for me. And I wanted to be with him. So I started running away. And then, you know, it was funny because my brother said to me today, I said, when they interviewed my mom and she talked about they was asking about her kids and who was her problem children, and she said me, Bimmy, and Dodie. And I said, ain't this some shit? She never mentioned Joe. She never said nothing about Joe, but we all know that anyway. And I called Joe. I said, you know, Mommy had the nerve enough to put you in it. He said, yeah, I did what I had to do. Y'all did what you wanted to do. So it was a difference. I was so ill when he said that. And I did. I did what I wanted to do.
Your father passed away, and I think we were speaking of Bim.
I know that y'all talked to Bim, but in his eyes, it was his interpretation of shit was that's his interpretation.
Of course.
And that's not my interpretation. Like, my dad, he doesn't really know, you know, until, like, to his defense also, it's like, he really didn't know my dad. He was too young. My dad died, he was too young to remember him. And Bimmy was a mama's boy. So he always loved being under my mother, sucking these 2 fingers, turning pink and crying.
What else did Bimmy do back in the
day? I ain't gonna lie how to do that. I'm not gonna lie how to do that. I ain't gonna lie how to talk about Uncle Bimmy.
Did he ever tell you about his orange suit?
I ain't gonna lie how to talk about my uncle like that. I ain't gonna lie how to do that.
He had an orange suit for Easter.
What kind of orange suit?
A polyester orange suit.
Oh my God!
But from what he remembered, he said that your father passed away. He thinks that it was he owed money and it, you know, something.
There was a very, very big rumor, okay, that was some of the things that people were saying, you know, about my dad, but that wasn't true.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't true. My dad did do stuff. He did do some things, but that's not how he died. My dad died in the fire. I don't have to sit here. Don't look at me like that, damn it. Because he didn't do the way he said it. Like, that's not true. Technically, none of us really know, but I know it wasn't done for that reason. That I definitely know.
So, when they did the autopsy, they didn't find anything.
Let me just explain something to you. There was never a body in that casket. Let's go there.
Respect.
Okay, there was never a body. No body. I opened the casket. So when they came down, when my dad was supposed to come down and we was in the funeral home and everybody was sitting in there, well, I never seen him. So they didn't show us that he was dead. Sometimes in my own head, I always feel like I'm going to run into him. Honestly, because I flipped the casket. Everybody was screaming in there. I flipped the damn casket up and was pulling the straw out the casket. My dad was not in that casket. Nothing was in there but straw.
So you think your dad may be still alive?
I used to say that, but he's gone. But I used to say that he was. Because, you know, from when I was younger, I never seen nobody in there.
So that played in your mind, the fact that the casket was empty.
What would you want to say to him if you ran into him?
Honestly, I probably would curse him out. Wow. He corrupted my life. Like, I should have been a boy with the things that he had me doing. And he was my introduction to the streets, was my dad.
Can you speak about the things that he had you doing as a child? Or?
Do I want to give that to y'all?
Do you? I don't know.
Like it's a sensitive topic for you though.
It's very sensitive.
I can see your eyes, and I can tell you from the street, but I see your eyes. It's sensitive. And you're good. You're good at.
I think for a long time, because for so long I played games with myself, and I made pretend that something else was there that really wasn't there, but my corruption came from him, and it didn't really matter because I'm going to be charged with whatever regardless. You understand what I'm saying? So if for so long with so many things, like kids had dreams of being a doctor and a lawyer and all the rest of this thing. I had a dream of being the largest kingpin in the world. Like, that's who I was. That's what I wanted to be. Those was my dreams. And so from the age of 9, I was having deuces placed around me that I would be selling deuces of heroin that I would get from him. And that's where my nickname Rooster came from. Rooster was the name that they called me. It was the Rooster on 150th Street. There was a bar right there on the corner of 150th Street, and it was called the Rooster, Red Rooster. And that's what we used to be at. And I was a kid.
So when did you find out Pops was selling drugs, though? When did you find that out? At 9? Like, how did you find out?
Well, honestly, I really didn't know, because I remember one time my mom went upstairs, and she seen, like, there was mountains of heroin all upstairs. And I heard her tell my father, like, James, what is that? What is that powdery stuff up there in the room? And he's like, oh, Millie, that ain't nothing but some baby powder. Like, my mom, I feel so sorry. We raised my mother. But my mom didn't know nothing. She didn't smoke cigarettes. She didn't drink liquor. She didn't party. All she knew how to do was be a wife and a mother. That was it. And I remember her telling that. And I remember me and my cousin Sharon going upstairs. And I got a hold of it. And I OD'd. That wow. They rushed me to the hospital. And it was so crazy because there was no Bureau of Child Welfare coming to knock on the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have that. There was nobody coming in.
Right.
Wow.
And I remember going in and being sick as hell with whatever the hell it is that they did at that time. But I really didn't understand, and I still didn't know. I just knew that whatever that powdery stuff was, not then, but it was a different kind of baby powder. Like, to this day, I don't mess with baby powder.
Wow.
Just to this day, I don't do it.
Because of that?
Just because of that. It's like some psychological shit in my head, like whatever. But I didn't know that was the same thing that was in those bags that was around me.
Right.
I was a kid. I knew that when I did that, I made change.
You said earlier today, a couple minutes ago, that Bim didn't really know him.
He didn't.
So what do you remember about him, though? What stood out about your father? What stood out
I
about
know.
him? The smile, how he was? Was he a guy that did he put hands on people? Like, what character?
My dad was a cutter. Like, my sister Dodie, like, you know Dodie, right? So everybody that know Dodie kept razors in her mouth. Yeah. And everybody's like, where does Dodie get that from? But she literally got that from my father. Even though she didn't know. But my dad was known. They called him Sugar Daddy. And my uncle's Dennis, his name was Cheetah Baby. So, like, the both of them up there, he was known for, like, cutting up. If you ask your family, they would tell you that about him. Like, he was known for that. He would just cut your ass up.
And then, do you remember the day that, or the time frame that him and your mom broke up? Do you remember what led up to that, of him leaving? Did she kick him out, or did he leave?
I know that my mom wanted us to not be around him, but I couldn't understand it. You know, then, like, now I know everything, but at that time, I can't sit here and tell you that I knew what was going on. I just knew that he wasn't there. And, you know, then it really got rough for me when, like, years later, she found somebody else, and it was, like, kind of rough. That's what Bimmy called his stepfather. But it was rough. Because at that time, if your mother went with another man, you know, your mom was, like, kind of considered being a hoe. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't your dad, if she was in a house with another man, it was hard during that time. People talked, like your neighbors talked, everybody talked about you. So I went through a lot of changes with that. And I think that that's some of the stuff that had me kind of going crazy when being disruptive in the house, because I was very disruptive in the house.
At what age did he leave?
I think I was 10.
He just woke up one day and he was gone. They ain't no
I didn't wake
argument,
up one day. It was
no yelling,
It
no.
was a big fight in there. And that was it.
So you stayed in touch with him after that, or you just didn't see him for a while?
Yeah. Actually, Richard had hit me and Joe, and I had just called my dad the night before that, and he was coming up here. I wanted him to come get him. And
That's your stepfather, right?
I'm sorry.
You said who had hit? You said somebody hit?
Richard had hit him.
Who's Richard? Your mother's boyfriend?
That's my little sister brother's father.
Oh, because I know Bim said that his sisters didn't talk to the guy that was like, I forgot what he tell us, like.
Everybody felt their own little things, and for me, I didn't like him because he was abusive to my mother. Not only was he abusive to my mother, but he was knocking off all the friends. So that was kind of deep, you know what I'm saying, for us. But for him, he don't know any better because he was young.
He was knocking her friends off.
Yeah, he was knocking
them
my
down?
sisters. Yeah, he was doing a lot of shit.
So you can't get mad at him. You could.
You could get mad when them bitches got the heart to come to that door with as many girls as was in that house. That wasn't cute. That wasn't cute at all.
But like I said, Uncle Bim, he was saying that, like you said, people had a relationship with him. He swear that, I forgot which sister he said didn't talk to him at all. Never talked to the man, Richard.
Jamie, my sister Jamie.
Never spoke to him. He said. And I said, "You sure?" He said, I don't remember her speaking to him at all. And but how long your mom was with him for?
A lot of years. You know, my mom only been with 2 men in her life.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but his dumb ass don't know. That's one of the reasons why he got kicked out. You know, we always got kicked out, but it was his shit. But we got blamed that it was our drugs and not his. His dumb ass was claiming that man. That's what set his ass up.
Who? Who set him up?
Richard.
He set up Uncle Bim, and he got kicked out the house.
Yeah.
And you witness him like put his hands on your mom and stuff like that. You shouldn't do that.
Oh, one time.
And it was bad.
One time.
And the reason I'm asking you this, Deb, and excuse me if I call you that, allow me to now, is because in life, a lot of people state that when the father is absent from the home, it causes turmoil internally and externally. It causes a lot of turmoil, a lot of dysfunction, especially when another man comes in the home. You know, sometimes there's a lot of confusion when the child is close with their father. And if the child is not close with their father, they feel like a man being in the home could be able to help a child go the straight path. Do you agree with that statement?
You know, for that situation, for that time, it was different. Okay, that day and time, it was just totally different. Excuse me, a child wasn't as boisterous as what they are today, and how you're able to say and do whatever you want to do. You know, in my time, you couldn't do that. And we really grew up in a very, very strict Catholic family. It was very strict. So being raised from underneath some of that stuff, there were still values there, and there were still things that you was taught that was just so taboo. Even though it was so bullshit, because when I think about just the way of things then, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And that's what had us off our rocket because of the bullshit that we was taught. It was things you couldn't say anything. Like a child was to be seen but never heard. You couldn't speak. You couldn't say anything. But not I, said the rabbit.
So you ran away, but when you used to run away, where did you go stay? Who did you stay with?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother.
My dad's mother.
How far did she live? Where did she live?
116th and 171st.
Okay, so you stayed with her, but then
and I was there. My mom was like, I couldn't go to her mother's house. She was like, don't go to my mother's house. So I didn't. I went to my dad's.
And then you was in the street now. So what was your first, like, when you was in the street, you were still in school?
Managed to run away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to school. Yeah, I would go to Mays and steal me an outfit. You know.
What, excuse me? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I would go to Mays and steal an outfit. You know, I have to get some outfits.
Was it easy to steal outfits back then?
Hell yeah.
So would you put it like in your shirt or some old school?
I put it on my body.
So you put it on and walk out? Man, you did. Stop it, Auntie. Come on. Come on, man. Please, get out of here. When you put it on and walk out, they allow you to do that. Just walk out. How much clothes you put on? Like 4?
Are you trying to learn?
Why you got to be sarcastic? I'm asking you a question.
But are you trying to learn?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Just note that I put it on.
Respect. I'm trying to learn. Can you teach me?
No.
Oh.
It's a bad habit.
So you stole outfits for what? You were trying to fit in with the kids in school, or you didn't have the?
Oh, let's be clear on something.
Oh.
I ain't never tried to be down with nobody.
Let's talk about it.
Talk to him.
Let's be clear on that one. I'm so serious.
Because some guests we have on the show, they try to fit in what was going on, or they feel like they don't have.
And I've never been that kind of person.
Okay.
That tried to fit in with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn how you feel, just like I am now.
Right.
I don't give a damn what people say or how they feel.
That's real.
They wasn't gonna say nothing anyway because I've been to beat the brakes off their ass. So it didn't even matter. I was an angry kid. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go through that, but I was cool with everybody. And everybody was cool with me. So it ain't nothing, like that. I had to change my clothes. Can't wear the same drawers you wore yesterday the next day. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I literally had to get dressed.
So you would go in the morning before school, or you would get right and go?
I would even, like if I left that day, I'm going to hit the store before it closed.
That's right.
So,
That's
and I had
different.
this Irish girlfriend named Patricia Vincent I used to be with.
I know her.
You don't know Patty. Sorry. And I used to stay at her house. Like I used to spend the night at her house. Like her mom didn't know. Like when her mom went to bed, I would be hiding, and she didn't know I was at their house. So sometimes I would just be over there.
Wow. So I also read online that around that time you were into dancing and performing and stuff like that.
I used to love to dance. Dancing was like everything. Modeling, dancing, like all those things. I had a whole dream. You know what I'm saying? And it was like shattered. I used to act. Like the first play I ever did was A Hero Ain't Nothing But a Sandwich. You heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So it was this lady's family, and the play was like good. When it came to the movie, I couldn't do it, and I couldn't even finish the play because I had this satin dress I had to wear. My legs was all long and skinny, and I was just so embarrassed to go out there and show my legs. Like I did not want to show my legs; they were so straight.
Wow.
And going through that stuff, so I kind of backed up off of it. But Larry Scott, which was a very good friend of mine at that time, he did keep the leading role because we had the lead roles, but I didn't.
Because of the whole.
Yeah, I was embarrassed. I was so skinny.
So how you started getting to the gangs and stuff? Cause what you part of? Jelly Stompers, Tomahawks. Which one you was part of?
Oh, you know about Tomahawks?
I know all. I'm from Queens.
I was with a lot of gangs.
Real quick, water doesn't. You don't need to sip water.
You don't tell me how to drink water.
Oh, pardon me. I'm just making sure you're all right. Making sure you're all right. Just checking on you.
About telling me how to drink?
Just want to make sure you good. Sometimes just help. Each one teach one.
Sweetie.
Each one teach one.
What are you teaching me?
Love.
What are you teaching me?
Teach you love.
What are you teaching me?
I just said it. Love. I love you.
I'm going to tell you to take out a pencil and pad and take notes. I'm about to take your ass back to school.
Let's go.
In 2.2 seconds.
Wait, let's slow down.
I'm trying to be nice.
You don't need to.
The
doors is open. Please clear the way. Let me take my shield off because I need to learn. My repellent shield is gone. Look.
Shit wasn't working with me no way.
No,
you could have been took that shit off.
So what's the first gang you joined, Auntie? What was the gang that you?
I don't know if it was the Immortals.
Oh wow.
Because the Immortals, the Skulls, the Tomahawks. I was in all that. My cousin was in the Crown, so I just was with them. Period.
7 Crowns.
Yeah, she was with 7 Crowns, and I had about 5 jackets.
Wow. What was your reason for joining these gangs? Do you remember, or just?
Yeah, I was just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
I was just hanging out. It wasn't about nothing. I was just hanging out.
Right.
And most of the time when they fought, I would sit down. Because I would always be cool with everybody else. And the crazy thing is that everybody knew what I was doing, and it was never a problem. I was just cool with everybody. So I might be in the Bronx, I could be in Crooklyn, You know what I'm saying? I could be wherever.
How'd you get so cool with everybody though? Like, what made you just this
Well,
household name that just
I don't know.
just happened? You walked outside and everybody cool with you.
When a person is 100 and people know that, real recognize real. You wouldn't know that today because there's too many fake ass people here today. They don't go by that shit like how it was with us.
Respect.
But it goes back to what he said, because now you see, you're smart. But it goes back to what he said earlier, a couple minutes ago, when he said that, were you trying to be down? Because that's what you joined the gang.
Did that mean that I was trying to be down? I was hanging out. I was just hanging out.
So why you
I
joined
only
the gang?
did one initiation. I did one fight, one initiation I did. One bottle throw up, one initiation, that was it. And really it was because I wanted to fight her. So that's what that was.
How does it go though? They throw the bottle up?
The bottle goes in the air. First two swings for the bottle go. Like, that's it.
You know how to punch. You laid out?
I'm not trying to be funny, but my hands was good. Like, no. I have no problem as far as that go. And I fought guys quicker than females.
We heard.
You have to understand that my daddy trained me really good. It was a lot of shit that I knew that a girl should not have been doing. And parts of me kind of hate it because I very much want to be a real female. Like, not that aggressive, gorilla. Like, I just, it's hard to kind of explain. But.
Did he teach you about weapons and stuff as well?
Oh, what is that?
What is a weapon? Do you want Webster's dictionary or you want my opinion? I can give you both.
Let's do both.
Okay, sure. Well, my opinion, let's start with my opinion while I get up the definition.
Your opinion or your definition?
My definition. Oh, very good, very good. First of all, I found a definition. A thing designed or used for inflicting bodily harm or physical damage.
What the hell is that? What could that have been? Ooh, what is that? What could that be?
It can be a stick, a pole, a brick. Back in the days, I used bricks and stuff.
We did?
I mean, what's that movie called?
Back in the days, we used our hands. We used naked hands.
So there was no sticks, no chains, none of that. So the movie, what's that movie?
You have chains, you could do chains, but this here, your skills.
And Pops taught you it all.
No, well, listen, some stuff I had to learn.
Yeah. And real quick, like, and all jokes aside, when I speak to you about that situation, when it comes to your, I don't know any interview where you did talk about getting the details as far as your parents or your father.
I've never. I don't like. One of the things I don't do really, keeping 100 with you, I don't interview really, because you tell somebody one thing and they're gonna do something totally different. You know what I'm saying? And they'll misconstrue all the shit that you said and create it the way they want to do it, or what sounds good, or something that they might get some publicity off of.
Right.
So it's very seldom that I do that. And I really never talked about my childhood. Like, that was a big thing that I just never, ever talked about.
And the reason why I said that is because watching you, I mean, the HD cameras would catch it better than how we would catch it. But you got a little emotional, but you controlled it well.
Yeah.
And I see that. I see that it bothered you.
Like, honestly, it hurts. A lot of the decisions that was made in my life was made because I was taught by the people that love me. So who the hell are you to tell me that I'm doing something wrong if this is not what's going on in your house? My girlfriend Patricia, I remember one week, this is where I learned to love corned beef and cabbage. Her mom used to make that so good. And I remember one week she was like, Miss Vincent asked me, was I going to come over to eat? And I said, yeah. But everybody was sitting at the table so nice. Yo, I was sitting there and I kept like sliding back looking. Every time somebody reached for something, I would be moving back. And she said, Deborah, are you okay? I said, yes. But in my head, I wanted to say, when are y'all going to fight?
Why? But why?
Because we didn't do no damn Sunday dinners and somebody didn't get their ass whooped. Somebody was going to get fucked up at that table. It was dysfunctional. Do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't know how to sit down with a family setting, because our family settings was how they were. Am I making sense to you?
You are. It's kind of sad a little
so,
bit.
And it was crazy. It was like the same way I ran home after getting a black eye. I was fucking excited as hell because I got punched in my eye. And I held my eye. I was excited. And the same time, I said, come on, everybody, come upstairs. All my cousins, I'm telling them, come upstairs, my sisters. And I was like this. I said, y'all ready? Come on, close the door. And they was like, what? I was like this. I said, look, he loves me. They was like, wow. And when my mom seen it, I seen her eyes water up. And I'm telling her that he did love me. But my mom was to go in the room. And then I said to her, afterwards, like later, my mother like really kind of got up. She had called my uncles and them over there or whatever. But then my mom was like, when she said something, and I looked at her and I said, why do you get these things all the time? This hurts. But I knew in my head, I'm not getting this again. I'm never going through this again. I knew that. And that was the day right there when I spoke to her, I never was going to be her. I will not be you ever. That was not cute. Even though I laughed with everybody and was showing them, but after a while when I was saying that, I was telling my cousin Sharon, we were so close. And I was telling her, she was like, how'd that feel? When I told her, I said, if he ever try to hit me again, I'm going to kill him. And I meant that.
What age are we talking here?
I think I was like 16.
And it was a guy that you were dating?
You recall why
my first boyfriend.
You recall why he gave you the black eye?
No, something he told me. I don't know. I ain't do it or whatever. And I don't really remember, everything about it. But
you knew after that that was it.
Never was gonna happen with me again, ever. No man. Like, it's very hard. I really kind of hate saying this because people get a misconception when I say it, but I don't really respect men that much. It takes a lot for me to respect a man. But I'm so serious. It takes a lot for me to respect you.
And that's because of what you witnessed.
A lot of stuff coming up from a kid and, going through different things and watching things that some men do. And even now, like within this game period.
How many siblings you had?
It's 8 of us.
It
was 9. But we had a cousin that we didn't learn was our cousin until we got older. Even though my mom's, like, I knew she had a son. That's why I always thought about him. But the one before me, he died. And my cousin Ricky turned out to be, I found out he was my cousin. He tried to rape me.
What?
And I remember I told my dad he tried to mess with my pocketbook. And like in my mom's house, you go up the stairs, there's this little window right there. And my father tried to shove him through the window. It was like just blood all over the place. And that's when I learned that he was our cousin. I couldn't believe that, like, my brother would touch me, to do something. It was so crazy because just the way I was thinking, I didn't know what he was doing because I really didn't know nothing about sex. And honestly, even when I was older, when something finally did happen, my first boyfriend raped me. And